All right. Thank you, Mr. Moderator, and I want to say also thanks to the organizers and thanks to all of the donors and partners who has made it possible for us to be here this afternoon to make our voice heard on the subject matter that we have before us on discussing the importance of family farm and the linkages with the forestry. We come from Liberia, and it's a joy to bring you greetings from our land. We are located in West Africa along the coast, a small little land headed by the President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and we appreciate and we are proud to be called Liberians. All right, this afternoon I want to take you through a few issues. The Farmers Union Network, a little bit. The Farmers Union Network is an umbrella organization of producers in Liberia, established in 2008. And what we have before us here this year of family farm, as we talk about the importance of family farms, we want to take you through a few things that we, as producers and people involved in the farming issue, want to look at. One of the things we see as very much important for every one of us when we talk about family farm, people talk about family farms, how it is important, but most often they don't consider, they don't give priority to it. But we see it very much important in building a strong economy. There's no way we can build strong economy in our country if we don't involve this sector. So this is how important it is in building a strong economy. We also see it not just only in building a strong economy, we also see it very much important in social cohesiveness because it's help in the social aspect of our lives. We cannot exclude the issue of forests. We cannot exclude the issue of farming. We also see it very much important in the issue of development because we keep talking about development. We strongly, from the Farmers Union standpoint, we have said over and over that, concession companies will not bring development to our countries. We believe it is the sumo holders. The sumo holders are the one that has the key and the answer to our country economy. And that's why we need to give full priority to them and give them full attention so that they can be able to maximize. Now, in terms of the linkages that we see as producers organization, we are involved into farming and others are involved in the forest. One of the things I just wrote out there was to say, when you have no land, no forest, no food. The three of them go together for the kind of sustainability we're talking about. You need a land, you need a forest, and then you need a product. There's no way you're going to have production going on in the absence of land. There's no way we're going to have production going on in the absence of the forest. There's no way we're going to have food when we don't have those things put into place. And that is why it's important that when we observe this year of family farm and talk about the importance of it, that we understand that they where they are, they build the linkages because they are all interdependent. We as producers, we are depending on the land. The foresters are depending on the forest to get their products out of it. And that is why they must be given full attention. They must be supported. And they must get them on board because that's the only way we are going to move this process forward to ensure that the voices of the farmers are heard and their rights are respected. Another aspect that we also want you to see is to know that for some time now, that one of the things we see as a constraint that is affecting them is people have not included these people in their designs of programs. All over, in most cases, if not in some of the other countries, for my country where I come from over the years, people don't involve these people in the designs of programs and in the implementation. And we think some of those things needs to change if we must move the process forward because you cannot be planning for the foresters, the sumo holders in isolation. You must get them involved in the design because at the inception, if they participate in the inception, then they can take ownership in the implementation of all of these things that we are talking about, and that have been overlooked over the period of time. And another aspect that we also see is the issue of capacity. Like our partners stress the issue. You need to strengthen the capacity, but people expect a lot from the small holders. But there are areas that we need to invest to make sure that they have the capacity to bring forth. And the issue of access to finance, they need it because they need to develop their products in a way that they can be able to market it and take it out to the market for others to buy, not only locally, but nationally and also across the borders. So basically, these are issues that we all want you to take very keen. And for us, we believe strongly it's about time that we stop importing poverty in our country and exporting our wealth. But it's about time that we work this issue around by building the family farm, because family farm is all about sovereignty. Family farm is all about defending the rights of their families, sustaining their own families, and it's all about food security. And I want to say thanks for the opportunity, and we look forward for our fruitful dialogue as we go through the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robert. By the way, for our friends on this panel, this is informal, so you can speak either from your chairs or up here, whichever you prefer. So straight away, we would like to invite Ethel to follow up on Robert's comments and with particular attention to the role of women. Please, Ethel.
Thank you for the opportunity. We want to say that I will be speaking on the theme family, farmers, and forest linkages. Liberia is no exception to the many forests around the world that is owned by the communities, by smallholder farmers, or by the forest. And we want to say that even though the forests are owned by the communities, the government still has dominion over the forest. In Liberia, the forests are divided by counties and then toward the districts, and the district divide it by clans, and from clan to the village, and the village divided by family heads. And they own these forests by travel certificate. But notwithstanding, the government still has the right to come and take the forest anytime they want. So we are saying that our people, the Liberian women, I'm going to speak from the women perspective. The women form 60% of the workforce as it relates to farming. And out of that workforce, the women live on the forest. Without the forest, there will be no left. Because here I wrote, I said no forest, no farmers, no food, and you know when there is no food, no left. So the women live on the forest because 60% of our workforce are the women. It is the women that upkeep the farmer there. Out in the forest, the women produce that food. The forest is also used for shelter. In the forest, we also get our proteins, the meat. In that forest, we use the forest to get furniture. On the land of health, we get medicine also from the forest. The forest is also used for recreations where our men go hunting, fishing. Traditionally, we use the forest in order to train our male and female children on our culture, norms, and value. So the forest is very important when you're on the land to the Liberian women. When you come on the land of Liberian women, the forest is very important, and there is no way, even those that even stay in the city, there is no way that anybody can live without the forest. But even though there are linkages to the forest people are always marginalized all over the world because it's by government will. Even though there is travel certificate, but the government has a will. And not only that, presently we look at the concession companies. People come in with oil palm, with rubber, and they take large portion of the forest. Those are some constraints and challenges our women are facing. We want to say that with these challenges, the forest still plays a major role, which I have outlined. And the farmer also play a major role. The women played a major role. And I outlined the role. I said the women use the forest for survival. They use the forest to own the forest, ownership, either by travel certificate or what mean. They also use the forest. They are the management team for the forest. And the role of the forest is it provides us our livelihood, our sustainability, biological diversity, the animals and everything that live within it. They are our friends, they are our partners. And we talk about food security. Yes, we produce to eat, to live. It also gives us market opportunity. market opportunity in the sense that in that forest, there are other things in the forest, like groundnuts, that our women harvest to sell and get additional money. The forest also provide us that cultural energy and medicine, as I say, and in that same forest, we also have the power to keep it, or we have the power to lose it. What are our constraints? Our constraint is because our women, our young women bear children, and they feed those very babies out of their own body, and at the same time, they form 60% of that workload. The men will not even help them whether they're pregnant or not. It's not in the European world. The African women are completed slaves. So when these people they use that usefulness, when they outlive that usefulness, they are actually put one side, and the man take on a new brand, and he continue his life, because what? Life got to go on. So we say those are some of the constraints we face, and I outlined them about the concession companies. But then we look at what would be the way forward. Even though the constraints exist, but what can we do to move on to solve our own problem? We are saying that we need to create more awareness campaign on the deforestations, example, like the shifting cultivation. Our people move from one angle to another to be able to farm, not knowing that they're looking for green. They move from one angle to another to farm, and so we need to train them. More awareness need to be done. We need capacity building, and they need to own the forest. We need to own community forests. We need to own family farm forests, so that the government cannot take the forest at their will. So few recommendations. We pray that FOA will work along with the CBOs, with their partners in the various countries with those CBOs, to see whether they can build a communication links that will help to spread the message. We need to save the forest, my people. And at last, we need to engage our people into the lowland farming to save the forest. I say thank you very much.
Thank you, Ethel.